Hello and welcome to the Design of Craft Beer hosted by Mother Sponge. My name is Sean Kelley, founder and creative director of Mother Sponge Beverage Branding Agency in San Diego, California. For the inaugural year of San Diego Design Week, we're proud to present this series of discussions with designers working in the craft beer industry. The San Diego-Tijuana region is home to over 150 craft breweries, including many award-winning and internationally recognized innovators. In this series, you'll meet 4 local graphic designers who have played a large part in bringing the spirit and vision of some of our region's most notable beer brands to life. Thank you for joining us, and cheers to the capital of craft. For this segment of the Design of Craft Beer, we will be chatting with Andrea Carrillo Iglesias, a graphic designer and artist from TJ. Andrea has been the art director and guiding hand for Cerveceria Insurgente, one of Baja's leading craft breweries, since its inception in 2010. Thanks for joining us, and hope you enjoy the talk. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Design of Craft Beer for San Diego Design Week. This is Andrea Carrillo Iglesias from TJ. We're going to be talking to her today about craft beer in her city and her background in art and design, and how she's been involved in that over the years. So thank you, Andrea, for hanging out with us and talking today. And we're really happy to hang out and learn some more about what's going on in your world.
No, thank you for inviting me. I'm excited to be here and to chat.
Awesome. Cool. So tell us a bit about yourself, your background. Did you grow up in TJ? Where did you go? Where did you study design?
I grew up in TJ. I lived there until I was 18. Then I went to 2 community colleges in San Diego, Southwestern College and City College. Both of them helped me a lot in my sort of design practice. I built portfolio there to apply to Art Center. Well, and I went one semester to CCA in San Francisco.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then I went to Art Center for 4 years. But so it's, I specialize, or I work mainly in print. It's funny because Insurgente and the owl from Insurgente came from Art Center. So it was right at the point, like 1 semester before I was graduating, and it was part sort of my thesis or portfolio presentation. Yes. And they're really different. I really like the labels, but they're completely different to what we had, like, moving forward. I'm the partner, and I've been the partner for a long time, of one of the founders of Insurgente.
Oh, wow.
So that's how it all got started. It's quite like family and intimate. I was studying at Art Center. He was studying at USC. They were making beer in their mom's garage in San Diego during the weekends. Things like got more serious, and it's like, let's sell it. Let's go for this. And since the very beginning, I was sort of designing at first, like, for free as a sort of my boyfriend's project, and then as a kind of more formal position.
That's awesome. And that's very much, that's the classic craft beer story. You know, a lot of home brewers that eventually go pro, and and their partner or their friend is the designer, and they kind of go on a wild ride together. So
it's been quite lovely, because it's I have so much freedom. I mean, there's obviously the not very healthy relationship, because you're like,
you're working together and it's hard.
And there's there's not the formality of having like a proper client.
Yeah.
So they're always complaining about that, and I'm always complaining, you need to send me an email. Don't tell me, just send me an email. So there's always those kinds of
business
things. Yeah, but and the Insurgente is family owned too. It's Ivan, Damian, and their mother Rosario. So it's the 2 brothers and the mom, and they sort of.
You probably met a lot of great people at Art Center, and I did a little bit of research, and kind of it seemed like a couple of those people might have been people who ended up working with you that you brought in for Insurgente kind of packaging stuff. And so tell us a little bit about that, and like how how things have evolved like over time.
So yeah, we're always, since the very beginning, we're always um, wanting to collaborate with other people. And it comes from a few places, from the fact that we love collaboration just in general, but also that I have so many holes as a designer. For example, I can't illustrate that much. So that also I need to kind of collaborate with other people for certain things. And that brings great opportunities to collaborate with friends and also with new people. So right when I graduated art center, I went and worked in different studios. But my longest in-house freelance was at art center. So I was doing all the publications for art center, the catalogs,
Wow.
magazines. And I met one designer who has also contributed, Eliana, and she graduated like 5 years or 3 years before me, quite before. And they had this really cool project called Happy Hour Agency. That was a little bit after, but through
Oh,
them, yeah,
I've
they do
heard of those guys.
amazing. Yeah, they have. Yeah, but it's a great project. And I was sort of, no, I wasn't involved, but I saw the very beginning of it. And one of the illustrators, Ben Sanders, who I knew also from Art Center, I knew his work, but I kind of became a little bit more close through that project. We started chatting, and he has been a great collaborator. He's an amazing artist. He's an amazing illustrator, and he has done like a few labels like Rompeolas, Hops and Chills, the boxes, like
Hmm.
more of the heavy-handed illustration work.
Hmm.
And he has given us sort of like illustration material for merch, for different things. And then he did the mural. Um,
Oh, cool.
and it was really fun because it was also my first time doing a mural. So I did the art direction, but I also helped paint.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it was like lovely to do a super tall mural and kind of learn from
that's
him.
that's really great. Yeah, to get your hands dirty and
Yes.
so.
Yeah. I think this has been an important sort of part, not only in my practice, but for Insurgente. I don't like authorship. So when you see my design, I don't like for people to identify it. And I really admire the both designers, but also like the fact that you're able to surprise yourself, and that you switch gears
Mhm.
and you sort of adapt and do different things.
Mhm.
And so I think it helps, because I feel sometimes Insurgente is very me, because I'm constantly producing things for them, and
Yeah,
I don't like that. I
yeah.
like it to be sort of a mixture, or to even surprise myself and do something that is not expected for Insurgente.
So that's really
Yeah.
cool. So, um, you know, since you've been involved since day one with Insurgente, you've probably seen, anything and everything, right? I mean, from the
Yeah.
packaging to print design to web design to interior, because, tasting room became a thing at some point. So, when you look back and kind of see the progression over the years, like what are some of the projects that stick out? What are some of those high points?
Um, I think all the labels in general, I mean, not all of them. There's some that are quite basic, or not basic, but they're like less exciting.
Sure.
Um, but I think like all the labels in general are really fun. I usually don't have that much time to do them. And so there's been a few that I do, but there's kind of very active in that, okay, I have this idea, let's do it, let's try different things. But it's sort of a very rewarding process, and it's sort of a small project. So I really enjoy doing labels for them, kind of switching all the time, different aesthetics, illustration, typography. Sometimes this is only going to be seen once, and that's it. You have like a week, and then you do something like fun typographical. I would say definitely the opening of the brewery, or the tap room. I had done a little bit of signage for them. They had a smaller tap room in Plaza del Zapato, but never in a commercial in that scale, I guess.
Right.
And it was really, 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 really fun and nice and beautiful to see the whole process from the construction of the place, planning. Because even though I didn't do, of course, the interior design, but I was involved in the conversations as to which colors, what kind of accents, what kind of material to use. And so it was quite gratifying to see the whole thing through.
Yeah, that's
and
another
all
one.
the projects that came from that were amazing.
Yeah, totally.
So there was a lot of talent around sort of close people, and I think that's also what made the brewery so great. Surrounded by people that are very devoted to what they're doing, and
totally.
that was really nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think, I mean, that's kind of the sort of like dream team aspect, where you have all these talented friends, and it's sort of like the stars align so that everybody gets to work on one project together. And it doesn't happen very often, right? I mean, it's kind of like one of the once in a lifetime kind of things.
It's even more interesting. So they're friends, like long friends, Carlos and Damian, but also the construction guys who did the building were my friends from elementary school. In Tijuana. They had a company. So there was so many like friends involved in the whole process. It was lovely how everyone was involved. The lawyer was a friend. The same with the architecture. I mean, Carlos and Barbara, super talented architects. It was their first project in TJ. And they also is like, let's go all out. Let's put all our kind of heart and effort in this. And they were extremely receptive. And I think that's sort of been a very wonderful thing to see.
I feel like it was probably really easy for people to feel how much love went into the build out and design of a space like that.
I don't know if you know a little bit of what Insurgente has gone through in the past 8 months.
No.
It was shut down in late October. So the brewery is closed. They've been gypsy brewing since basically last year. They're producing in different breweries. And so we have a series and coming out together with COVID, like as a way to sort of activate, collaborate with others, collaborate with designers, with artists, and also with brewers and breweries, called Free Insurgente. And it's all about basically just liberating us from the horrible tyranny of our disgusting government. Yeah, so Free Insurgente it's a hashtag Free Insurgente came as a way to sort of bring awareness to the whole situation. We design a logo that has basically the Free Insurgente with our font, which is Futura, and like an angry owl eyes. Free Insurgente will be sort of a series of collaborations with different breweries and different around both the US and Mexico. And the idea, they're doing around 2 to 3 beers per month. So they'll be releasing quite a lot in the next few months. So it's going to be quite active.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Thanks for having me. It was such a nice chat. I hadn't talked about Insurgente like on the complete spectrum in a while, so it's nice and refreshing.
A big thanks again to Andrea for sharing some of the Insurgente story with us. Make sure to give them a follow at Insurgente Brew. You can also see more of Andrea's work, both design and artwork, at acarrillo.info. And thank you all for watching the Design of Craft Beer with Mother Sponge. Be sure to check out the other 3 interviews on the San Diego Design Week website.